What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, Big Willie Styles, King, Big A. W3Kingz is in the building. Of course, we had to come in and come in with this heat we got going on this weekend with the Michigan sports. Of course, we're going to start it off with the Detroit Lions today as they beat the Chicago Bears 31-30 in a roller coaster of a game that we had today, man. It was I gotta admit, I was up and down on this game, but that's what keeps your blood pumping when you're a fan as we are of these Detroit Lions. They gonna put you in cardiac arrest, like they say, cardiac cats. But we gotta talk about it, man. So King, man, what's your take, man?
Man, today was definitely that. You had those moments like, oh my God, here we go. Especially at the end of the game, 2 minutes, 20 seconds left, giving the ball back to Justin Fields, So all of those feelings and emotions immediately started to rush to the fan base. But some big plays from some big name guys that's taking a lot of turmoil, not only from the fan base, from the media here in Detroit too. So Aiden Hutchinson, setting things up with those pressures, the big time sack. This dude was out there RKOing people out there. You know what I'm saying? So, to have Hutchinson to go out and have a performance like that, man, totally dominant today. You can't ask for more. Jeff Okudah, pick six today. We all know how well he's been playing, but for him to go and make a big play like that, man, I was smiling ear to ear. Now, Jared Goff kind of ticked me off for a minute. He did. I got
as he would, as he should, as he
gotta say it. I ain't gonna get on him too bad today, but yeah, So, but the Lions do what they do. Aaron Glenn, they drew up a great defensive plan, kept that scout man, tried to do their best to contain Fields, which is not easy to do. We're talking about a guy that's getting running back yards out here. In these games. So not easy to do. So great job from the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I have to, second it also. What's crazy with me is like when we go to talk about Aiden, right? It's like you have like outside people are noticing what he's doing, but it's like in the state of Michigan, you had those people questioning, was he going to be a bust or was he this and he's that? And it's just like, dude, today you see it, man. You got 8 tackles, a sack, a tackle for loss. And this is all while you're on the freaking defensive line. And then, like I say, you got Okudah, man. You can only hope that this just carries along, because we know, he playing for that contract, coming off injury and everything. And, man, he out there, making his name a staple, man. Pick 6, man, to the crib, And when you just know, like, coming back off an injury, especially the injury that he had, man, you're just happy to see that stuff, man. Man, and he's playing at a high level. Not only just covering, tackling. Most corners don't like to tackle, man. He out there doing this thing, man.
Yeah, he's, the improvement that he's having is definitely a good sight for Lions fans. Also, it's been a pleasant surprise, and it's kind of making us question, well, not question, but reiterate what we were talking about with these draft picks. Pascal, these last couple of weeks, has made his presence known out there on the field, which makes things a little bit easier for Aiden Hutchinson too. And we questioned that pick because, like you said, we going into the season and you're drafting people with injuries. For the last couple of weeks, if you notice, with him being on that field, the pressures that he's bringing along is definitely help, this defensive line, and also help Aiden Hutchinson, which a lot of people was questioning, whether or not, was he worthy of that number 2 pick? And, there was already considered on bust, which I could never understand why people would consider someone a bust in their rookie season. They have to learn the game, especially at that DN position. It's a lot that you have to learn. And the fact that he's being productive at this range, and he's leading all rookies, and he's at a point to where he's up there with the top rookies for defensive rookies of the year. Right now, my pick will be Sauce Gardner because the boy has been he's been going crazy, but he's up there and he's showing what we were wanting at that number 2 pick. I don't see us justifying getting anybody else at that number 2 pick besides him. And I believe who said it was and Dominic Sue said, well, we need to build around him. And I agree. I totally agree. I think that's something that we need to do. And like I said, with Pascal showing up, getting some other defensive players on that side will definitely solidify this defense, man, and make them, be able for us to make some noise. And like I said, today, this game, it was an emotional roller coaster for me, man. If you guys see me on Twitter, I was I was going a little ham back and forth because first half, they steadied the course, but when they came out in that third quarter, it was kind of like them same old Lions woes. They get a quick 3 and out. The defense give up a touchdown. Then they get the ball back, and then the penalties, and they get out again. And then, of course, they gave up another touchdown. It's like we keep repeating this same thing when it comes to the second half. Like, why are we not able to make adjustments? Why are we always behind the sticks? Why are we so bad in the second half? And I let my frustration out. But contrary to that, they stuck with it. They made some plays. They made some defensive plays, which they got the pick 6, and ultimately came out with the victory. And that's more than what I can ask for. They're on a 2-game winning streak, guys. When I said we said that about the Lions, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it feels good to see the Lions win some games. It feels good to see Dan Campbell go out and get a road victory in that fashion at Soldier Field, at that dirty, dusty, nasty toilet bowl Soldier Field. You know what I'm saying? So, big time for him. But I gotta play devil's advocate, right? You know what I'm saying? We know what the other side is thinking. And I can't even get mad at him, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel him. We need a quarterback, right? Some people's eyes, we need a quarterback. So in their eyesight, this hurts the chances of going to get someone like Young. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I'm not really worried about that right now. Winning this game against the Bears, the Rams pick is getting higher and higher. So I am paying attention to that, man. But it's just something that we got to talk about, because we know that there's a crowd out there that's probably highly upset that the Lions went ahead and won this game, and we drop our position down to the 11th spot when it comes to Tankathon. So 3-6 currently right now. Packers also. We hold the 11th position. The Rams pick goes up to number 7. So what do you think about that, Willie, man?
Listen, my stance is I'm never for tanking. I'm not for tanking, and that's not production for me. As far as like the picks goes, if you're paying attention to the college football game, there seems to be a number of quality quarterbacks that we can get in that first round. It doesn't have to be the CJ Stroud or the Bryce Young. And to be honest with you, I'm not sold fully on either one of those guys because they come from system teams. They haven't really shown just quite yet that either one of those schools can produce a full-on NFL quarterback. Of course, Tua, he's having a great season right now. You're not sold on Matt Jones. You're not sold on what we've seen. I mean, of course, the boy can run, but if you put him in a throwing situation, you see what happened to Justin Fields today. So just to be harping on those two guys, because most people see, they're from Alabama and they're from Ohio State, they want to say we need to take for those guys, and that's not necessarily a good thing when you see the type of systems that they're coming from. You got guys like Williams and May. You got guys like Hooker, and even the guy from Richardson from Florida State. I'm not Florida State, but Florida. He got some work on him, but there's still some options out there that we can go after that don't require us to tank and not to be able to be productive. Because if we're tanking, that means we're not getting the production out of the guys that we have been drafting. And from what I've seen these past weeks, especially on the defense end, when you got Pascal, when you got Hutchinson, when you got the likes of Rodriguez, you're seeing the projections in them later rounds. You can get a quarterback in the later round. And ultimately, if you want to, you can make a push for a quarterback in the offseason if Goff doesn't satisfy your needs, which for me, he frustrates me because he's so damn slow. My God. He went for, I said it on Twitter, like, it's 3rd and 19. We see you running. Why are you extending the ball out like you about to, like you extending the cross like a first down, man? It took you 30 minutes to gain 2 yards. Like, my God.
Bro, it's not only that, it's that noodle arm too at times, bro. How many passes did he throw behind? I mean, underthrown passes that he throw today, where guys could have got, light, man, after they made a catch, but they had to, go to the ground and try to catch the football. That type of stuff is what irritates me with him. He never throws a tight spiral. He always throws ducks, so, I mean, yeah, wait till 2024 for some of them guys. No, I want a quarterback. I want a quarterback. We have 2 picks right there. You take a top defensive guy and you take a quarterback. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, I want to see the scouting department go and make a right decision for once. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really, when it comes to the quarterbacks that we got available right now, I gotta wait, until after the season. And for you guys that's watching this video, afterwards, or for you guys that's in the live right now, you need to go to YouTube and you need to subscribe to QB School. QB School, he gives the most detailed breakdowns on these quarterbacks, the good, the bad, the ugly. It's not just some highlight plays. He goes through it. So that's what I use every single year, but I'm waiting for those breakdowns, man, so I can really get some good film on these dudes. And say, hey, this is the guy, because right now between those 3, when it comes to Shroud, Young, Hooker, those guys right now, there's no definitive guy for me right now. There's no definitive guy for me, but I still want a quarterback. I still want a quarterback. I want somebody young. I don't care if Goff is going to, satisfy you for now. I want a young quarterback to raise. Some we talked about in a previous show, where the Lions never have a quarterback that's sitting there learning, getting prepared. It's always some trial by fire crap. Or, I'm tired of that. Let's do it the right way. Let's do it the way that winning teams do it. And go and get a young guy.
I agree. And the fact that we're building outside of that quarterback position, where we have the line, we have the receivers when they get healthy, hopefully, and the running backs, we got a way to where, like you said, came to develop a future quarterback.
My thoughts on it is like this draft that's coming up is like it's a plethora of quarterbacks that's gonna be there. And it's like you don't have to settle out for Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. I mean, you got guys that's gonna be there. So I just really believe, though, we have to get some hitters on that defense.
Got to.
Especially at linebacker, man. It's like if we go a draft looking, the first pick we have, it should be a linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Unless we like at number 1, and then I'll say if we had number 1, trade down and get more picks. Because if I get the opportunity,
hold on, Big A. Did you just say trade down to the number 1 pick?
Yep.
Are you gonna send a fan base into a tizzy? You say something crazy like that?
No, because this is the thing. I already know what people are gonna try to say. Will Anderson, who? Where he been at? Where was he just in this LSU game? Where was he the game before?
They don't have this. I don't see them have like the same defense.
If
like
he
they had
is
before.
as dominant as he's supposed to be, listen. You know who Harold Purchase Jr. is?
Yes.
Why do you know who he is? Because he had 4 sacks this weekend, and he's a freshman. So it don't matter who else you got next to you. If you was that guy that you was crying about, you should have been down there in New York. You was a Heisman finalist. You should be that guy this year also. He ain't been nowhere.
Well, you also got to do this too, Big A. When you coming back, they're going to scheme against you now. So the scheme is going to be different. And then, like you said, the guys around you, it's gonna be different. But if you put a guy like Will Anderson in the system that we have in Detroit, when you got a guy like Hutchinson on the other end, and you got Pascal, he could play both the rush and the linebacker. He can play that linebacker too. You know what I'm saying? He fits both of those positions.
No. We need a linebacker, not he can play linebacker.
Right. When you got guys like Panay Sewell, Jack Campbell, these guys that's middle linebackers, that stumpers is what we need. We need to go out here and get some linebackers, man. We need to stop settling for, I mean, like I said, thank God for Malcolm Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? But we need to put some thumpers there, man. And then this is my thinking also, is just like, like I said, we don't have to be just so like, oh, we got to hurry up and go get a quarterback, right now. And it's like, Bryce Young and like I say, CJ Stroud is not the end all be all. You got guys that you will be able to find in that second round and that third round. We just got to get somebody there, like King said, that's going to sit there and learn this game. But we need to invest in this defense, man. We got to give Aaron Glenn the toy. We done gave offense 6-7 years of first-round picks, man. Let's invest in the defense, man.
I can contest that. So I want to add this too, because if we're going to invest in a quarterback, and I know the price that we have for Goff, I would imagine us letting Goff go and bringing in a in-between quarterback type of guy, somebody that's not going to cost us the amount that Goff is costing us right now. If we do decide to draft our future quarterback in this upcoming draft, would you guys believe that this is Goff's last season with the Lions?
No.
Not with Brad Holmes at the helm.
No, exactly.
You guys is not sounding too enthused about that, man.
But I mean, the thing about it is, like King said, with Brad Holmes, their Goff is going to be here. But it's to a point where they gotta let Goff know, bro. Listen, you're gonna be a bridge quarterback. I mean, you done had your opportunity. I mean, we done gave you all the toys. We done drafted toys when we know our defense is just depleted. You know what I'm saying? And we throwing them a bone every now and again. So it's like, nah, man. Like, if he gonna want to be, where Goff gonna go and get what he getting paid?
Nowhere.
Like, you got your fool's gold contract from the Rams. You living on it. You ain't getting another contract like that.
Not at all.
You're gonna be the next Blake Griffin, huh?
Yeah, most definitely.
Get traded here, you suck the money out, and then go somewhere else and make a veterans minimum.
Well, like you say, he didn't got paid his money's worth.
Yeah,
out of both organizations, and then like you said, just watching the game today, man, you could see the difference our offense could be if we had somebody that gives us a threat to be mobile. It was times where you're watching the game. You get frustrated to see that, listen, all you got to do is just step up 1 or 2 steps in that pocket or move around a little bit to extend the play. But because he's not that mobile, we're stagnated. And it's like, I feel like we're stuck in that old system, and we need to upgrade. We need to get into this new age where your quarterbacks have to be mobile. When you got guys on the other end that can rush the passer, you got defensive ends that's running 4.4s, man. You got to be able to contest to that and keep seeing Goff in those, his stone feet situations is making it hard for us to, to be encouraged, because the offense, I mean, I'll have to say that shout out to Ben Johnson, because he's been creative with the play calling with this offense. There's some plays that he did today. I'm like, okay, I haven't seen that before, especially in this system, because the Lions have not been known offensively to have some good plays out there. But to see the couple of plays that they did, especially the way they're using Amon-Ra St. Brown out there, he was all over the field today. There's like they could not find him. He was getting the passes out there. And I also got to say this, though. It just scares me every time he hits the ground as well, because we so injury prone. Had to knock on wood several times between him and Okuda, and I think Elliott. And we, these Lions injuries, it scares you every time they touch the ball, man. My God.
Yeah, they're piling up more and more. I want to say something real quick, Willie, because you brought up, that quarterback that you can just have, to come in. I don't think it's likely But I heard this on the radio station. Thought it was interesting. If the Seahawks mess around and say, "Hey, we don't want to go with Geno," would you consider bringing Geno to Detroit?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I could bring Geno in now and just sit and golf over there, I would absolutely do it right now as we speak. And a lot. I would, coming in. I'm thinking he's got his second chance going because he came in. He didn't have the right spirit when he came in. He was a first round quarterback, just couldn't get out his own way in certain instances. But he's showing that he's worthy of that second chance, and he be that bridge quarterback. And that's what I mean. Get rid of Goff and get that bridge quarterback that can come in and still have us do something while we still prepare the next upcoming guy, unless that guy comes in ready, which some guys are. But of course, yes, I would definitely make that move, man. And I know it's far-fetched, and I know it's a dream, but I would try and throw the book at Lamar Jackson if they don't franchise tag him, or if he don't play up on the franchise tag. We got to make some type of move. Like, as an organization, we need to show these fans that, listen, we're taking this serious.
So Joshua, you got to understand the situation here. I'm not talking trade to get Geno. Geno is going to need a new contract, and if the Seahawks says no, the Lions have the money to go and get him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. So it would be an easy transaction for them if you can convince him to come here. But yeah, I would definitely do it.
Yeah, the Seahawks would be crazy, like, not to let that. And then look at them, right? Look at where they're sitting, dude, with all those picks they got from Denver, dude, and Denver stinking it up, dude. Like, it's crazy, dude. Like the Eagles, they're another team. I think they got like the Saints first round pick, and the Saints stinking it up. And like you say, King, that Rams pick is starting to look better every day.
And like I said, the thing about Brad Holmes, you gotta realize, even with these picks, he has been making some moves to where them picks can be moved around to benefit us. So I would, like I said, and that's why I feel, going back to what we said earlier, that it's not be all see all, that we gotta tank to get a quarterback early in the first round. We can get a quarterback late. We got 2 first round picks. We can get a quarterback late in the first round. We can get a quarterback early in the second round because we got 2 of those. So it's not and like I said, the qualities of quarterbacks that I see in this draft class, we got somebody we can get that we could nurture going into the season, that they ain't got to be thrust into the starting lineup right away until they're ready.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to watch, man. Definitely gonna be interesting to watch. Got some decisions to be made. So gonna be a big time for Brad Holmes.
Indeed.
Man, this draft is very, very important. Like, because after this, you back to your regular picks that you have as a team. Like, Indeed. You can't afford to fumble this one, man.
Not at all. But hey, listen, the Lions is on a 2-game winning streak right now, so this is a celebration. This is a Lions and streak. It's hard for me even to put that together. I don't know last time we had a win streak we could put together with the Detroit Lions, and also which is important too, is a division winning game.
Mm-hmm. Which was 2-1 in the division.
Puts us in the, and I believe, and if I'm not mistaken, I know we go back episodes. I said, listen, the Lions may not have a winning record, but they can still win the division. And I felt that this division was up for grabs this year. Even though Minnesota's having great success, they've been squeaking by these games lately. And we still got opportunities to where we may not have the record, but we can still win this division. If we take care of business, and we want against the Bears on the road. If we take care of the Bears at home, that's a good way of doing it. We still got a couple of other games that we can win on, at home. It's a good chance that the Lions, knock on wood. No, I'm not saying it, but it's a good chance that they, can still win this division.
Yeah, the Lions. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Ken.
No, I was just saying that. I was just gonna say, we watching these young players on our team develop right before our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Right before our eyes, they developing. This team is definitely playing their behinds off. We go up against the New York Football Giants next, so we'll see what type of performance we get, and we'll see how many more of these games we can win with the latter part of this schedule. The schedule is, I believe, the toughest part of the schedule is done.
Yeah.
So the Lions have a legit chance. Yeah, I mean, look, we were just before this victory today, we were just talking about we was 2 spots out of the wild card. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy to me. That's horrible. But
that's just crazy to see how many other teams is playing horrible too, man.
Yes.
Like, my God, we're not as bad as we may think we are. If you look at if you pull up that chart again there, King, you see how many other teams is bad or not worse than the Lions. That's something else that we haven't been able to say all the time too, to see how many teams it's 8
be like
7.
The NFC East.
I mean,
how they used to be.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Look
man.
at that.
Like I said, you talking about a Tampa Bay team before today had 4 wins. It was number 1 and they fish.
Look at Oakland, man. Everything that they got over there, dude.
Yeah.
New Orleans sucking, and they ain't even got no picks.
Man,
Look at Pittsburgh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Before we go to the next subject, man, I want to say, hey, y'all, make sure y'all get those likes and those subscribers up. Y'all asked for it.
There it is.
Look, you asked for it.
McLeod.
0-16, you missed us at the Michigan game.
Oh, see?
Y'all asked for it. Oh, but guess what? Look at that.
Oh, the sauce?
The sauce.
Autographs.
That's too much sauce, man.
Get those likes and those subscribers up, y'all. And also, Willie, what we got going on with the Pistons tickets to give away?
Oh yeah, of course. Listen, you guys, check this out.
Oh, you want to say that when we get to the? Let's say that when we get to the Pistons. Yeah, say that when we get to.
Well, we actually on our way to the Pistons now.
Let's
Actually,
go
so
ahead,
while we transition on to the Pistons, I'm gonna go ahead and get the details. We are still doing the Pistons ticket giveaway. If you're subscribed to our Twitter page as well as our Instagram, we have a contest going on right now for these Pistons tickets giveaway, which we will be doing a raffle on our show next Sunday. Okay, you just follow the details, and the better your chances to win is if you're at the live show when we do the raffle. We will be doing a raffle live, so if you want to better your chances of winning these tickets, definitely be on the show. Spread it out. Tell everybody. Listen, we want everybody to have a chance to win these tickets. And like I said, these are some great seats too, man. These are not, you ain't gonna be sitting up there with the banners, man. These are some good seats. These are actually over there in the corner by the home bench. So you guys is gonna have a great time and then great seats with these tickets. So please go ahead, follow the contest rules for us, man, because we're trying to do something big with you guys for sure.
And if you don't have Twitter, you can do the same thing on Instagram. Just like, tag 3 people and share. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. So yeah, we switching up a little bit different because we're talking Pistons talk right now. Of course, this has been really a somber week. Pistons are kind of on a losing streak right now. But there is some glimpses that we can definitely dive into. Like I said, with Jaden Ivey yesterday, had his career high game against the Boston Celtics, and that shows progress. Some other guys, you got Bagley and Burks that showed up this week as well. So we got guys getting healthy, but we lost our catalyst to this team for a couple of games to get his shins together. So he's going to be out for about a week or so. Hopefully he gets well soon and we can finally get this team back together and hopefully everybody stay healthy. Also, there's been, I would say, a Killian Hayes sighting this week. He had a great week this week too. These past couple of games on the scoring end as well as defense. So it's bleak, but it's looking bright, I would say. Won't you think, King?
Yeah, it is. It's growth. It is the beginning of the season. We getting some guys back at the same time. We're not losing guys for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying?
Let's knock on wood. Woo.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cade's gonna be out for 4 games, which absolutely sucks. You know what I'm saying? But I want him to be healthy. And in this type of season, hey, be cautious. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. Get him healthy, and then bring him back out there with the rest of the fellas. Like I said, we got Bagley back. We've seen Burks make his debut. So it's getting there. We're going to get there one day to see all of these guys be available. I think that should be really fun. We gave Boston a real good match, last game, even though we end up letting them pull away in the end because Jason Tatum went into God mode for some reason. Man, I am definitely looking forward to it. But Ivy, man, career high for him, 26 points for Ivy, man. I'm so pleased with what I've seen from the rookie. He still has some learning moments, still at times need to slow down a little bit, adjust that speed, something he's going to learn over the season, right? But Ivy, man, he just goes. You know what I'm saying? He's 100% out there, all 120% all the time out there, trying to find teammates, rebounding the hell out of the basketball, which is surprising for me. Not something that you've seen on his scouting report coming out. So, having Ivy, man, in that backcourt, and just the passion that he plays with, it's going to be something special for us, So I've been enjoying watching Ivy, man.
No, I totally agree with you. I'm like the Lions to the Pistons is like we get people back and people go out hurt, and that kind of explains that the game where Cade only had 2 points, right? He was dealing with something that really explained that, and that's like, okay, that was what was going on. But like you say, King, is like, man, take the time, just come back right. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to rush nobody back too soon or anything like that. But man, like with Ivy, man, the thing about it, and I know he already kind of had like an inside track with the city, but I just love when players, when they get drafted by a team and they just embrace the city. Like when he walked up in with his mom's Detroit Shock jersey. I mean, dudes like just stuff like that, just like it just sends chills up your spine, being from Detroit, like, being there from the land, man, you just love to see stuff like that. And then even with the new city jerseys, man, the Saint Cecilia,
they don't know
that, like, dude, like, if people understood how many legendary basketball shoes have touched that court, man, it's just like
I appreciate the love there, Big A. You know what I'm saying? I was a legend in my day. But
Big Willie Bricks is the one that built it. If you ever got an opportunity to play up at that gym, man, you heard about the people that came through that door, man. So just to see the Pistons, even teaming up with Big Sean, Jalen Rose and them to even, bring those jerseys, man, out, man. I'm just loving how these guys are digging into the community, and you can see it even with the people that they inviting to the games. Like they had little Blade Icewood there the other day, because everybody's doing the dance, you know what I'm saying?
And listen, they do that in the arena too.
Yeah,
they was doing it the other night. They had him out there, so definitely they show, the Detroit culture love at the Palace. Of course, they always bring out the buff cam. You already know how big the buffs are in the city, and then they always repping the what up though. Of course, they got the Detroit versus everybody everywhere around there as well as like you said, doing the Blade Icewood dance and putting people on the cam. And it's funny seeing the people who don't really know how to do it, try to do it. And they just all, it's funny to see, but it's a good thing to see that they embrace, our culture here in Detroit, not the real Detroit, not just what people perceive Detroit to be, but the real Detroit. And it's good to be in that environment. If you guys haven't been down there too, Little Caesars Arena during the Pistons game. I encourage you guys to go down there because they do represent the city well, and they also represent for the local artists too. As well as shout out to our guy Downtown Dudes. He's a local guy. They rep and they played his song. And they came out to his song during the warm-ups, and they did it a couple times. So the fact that they're pulling from the city, it shows that this organization cares. And that's a big thing. Like I said, if you guys haven't been down there, please go down there and check it out, man. It's a real good environment to be in if you're from the city.
Yeah, and like I said, even with the play of the guys, like even with Killian, man, on the streak that he's on, man, it's like you want to see that, man. It's like you want him to continue that, right? And you see this young team that we have. I just still like, for us to be so young, I feel like that we should be running people out of the gym, man. I just feel like it's like if he has anchors on these guys, like let these young guys run, man. I mean, you know how it was.
Yeah, but I think
hold on.
Yeah.
You remember King when we was going to like them, them gyms and being picked up, and we going against those older guys, man, and we just ran
them out the gym.
Ran.
Out-athleted them.
When we tried to play that game, half-court game, we couldn't do nothing with them. They was too big. They was way bigger than us. I mean, they had that experience of playing the game. And then it was like, I remember one of the opposing coaches told our coach, let them young boys run, man. And once he did that, it was a wrap, bro. So I just feel like I would love to just see that from the Pistons, man.
Well, first off, I wasn't doing no running, so I was cherry picking, and I believe they will, Big A, just from the fact that once we get everyone healthy, then we can go ahead and let loose, and that's just been our Achilles heel. Knock on wood, Achilles heel. That we haven't all been healthy, but I believe once everybody is healthy, we got enough roster where, just let them guys go.
Like, dude.
Let them guys go, man.
I mean, because this is my thing with Casey. Bro, if you going to play the small ball game, you got to let these boys run.
Yeah. That's what makes it work.
Yes, that's the benefit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, run them out the gym, man. A lot of those veteran players, they don't want to chase some young dude around all game. You got to put the same amount of pressure on them defensively. You know what I'm saying? You have to make them defend you. And that's one thing we've been struggling with. And the next topic with the Pistons I want to talk to you guys about, the defense, man. The perimeter defense. It's been a problem. It continues to be a problem. We allow too many wide open 3-point shots, man. Too many wide open 3-point shots. And that's got to stop, man. Warren, what's good, boy?
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Boy, he in the stock room. What we got in there new, man? Got the 12s in there?
We got a little bit of everything back there.
Listen, we got a shout out to our boy, Wow, that's our, our sponsor right there. It's, Culture Detroit. That's Mr. Culture, as they call him down there. Definitely want to come in and share his input a little bit too, man. Of course, you can see got the Bad Boys tee on, man.
Come on, man. Come on. This is OGs right here, man. Come on now.
Taking pictures with Big Grinch coming down. Listen, man, this man got Big Grinch coming down there to coach. If y'all ain't been down there yet, man, y'all sleeping, man.
Listen, Big Grinch done been down there. You guys ain't visiting, man. That's listen, y'all sleeping, man.
Hey, talk about sleeping. Big Gretch ain't just visited. This ain't her first, second, third trip. Big Gretch always with the Culture Boys.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, listen, man. Listen, King was just mentioning what and now we talked about it too. This defense situation we got going on with the Pistons, man. What's your feel about that?
Man. See, my thing is, we start from the bottom. So it's like, imagine the first day of camp, the first day at practice. It was all about running the laps. It was all about the conditioning. It was all about the intensity, the pressure, on ball pressure. And I think that's what we lack. I think we need to I was telling Randy at the game the other day, I was like, man, we need to scrap all the X's and O's. Just scrap it. Because we ain't playing hard enough.
Right.
That's the first part of the game you learn when you step on the court, is if you don't play hard, you're not going to win anyway. You have the prettiest jump shot, the nicest handle. If you ain't playing hard, you can't play for me. You know what I'm saying? We got to be, I'm talking about ball pressure. I'm talking about your man get the ball. It's ball till he get rid of it. Your man cutting, you got to bump him. You got to be on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Boxing out. You know what I'm saying? Hustle, 50-50 balls. Like, we got to be that team first before we try to outscore people and try to be cute. Because shout out to my man Jay Nivey, but that cute shit, it got him in trouble the other night. You know
yesterday for sure.
Yeah, last night.
We witnessed that last night for sure.
You hit one jumper and you jumped in Tatum face and you woke him up.
Boy went off.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that shouldn't even be what you should be priding yourself on. You should be getting up in him. Get in his face when you get up in him. Don't hit a jumper in his face when he's running by. Everybody can shoot in the league. This is the NBA. It's 2022. Everybody can shoot now.
All right.
It's about who can stop the shooter. You feel me?
Hey, well, who was that got mad at KG for talking junk to MJ?
Yeah, man.
He told, man, shut your ass up.
You gotta think,
JT. He said, my bad, dog.
JT was on the second night of a back-to-back. Like, you gave him a reason to play last night. You know what I'm saying?
True.
He could have packed it in because I think at that point, what he had like a quiet 18.
22. He was like at 22 at that
but
time.
It was like a quiet 22 though. Yeah. But after that, he just erupted. He just owned the floor after that. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is we got to get off of that and get more on the, being the bullies, the boys that win or lose when the other team get on the plane and go back home. They exhausted because, they really had to work tonight. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying effort is what we need, man.
Effort, intensity, and then take advantage of our advantages. Like, we youthful. We got some athletes. We got some bouncy guys. Like, and we deep. So why not? Why not pressure the ball at least 3 quarters? Pressure the ball. You know what I'm saying? We should be jumping in more passing lane. We should be a lot more active. And we ain't found our rotation yet anyway. So just put 5 guys out there and the 2 that ain't playing hard, pull them out and replace them. Like, that's what we need to be on.
Yeah.
We need to get to that first before we try to outscore people and, showboat and all this promise that we talking about. And now, don't get me wrong. This is coming from a lot. I'm hard on my boys. I'm hard on all of them. You know what I'm saying? But for good reason. But we gotta play harder.
Yeah.
Man, you spitting, Juan, because, bro, we just literally said it in the previous show. What good is all of that shooting if you ain't playing no defense, bro? You ain't stopping the other team, man. You know what I'm saying? Our focus can't be just chucking up a bunch of threes, man. You got to play some D.
And see, and it's a problem. And me and Juan was talking about this yesterday at the game. A lot of times you see the guys just standing out there at the 3-point line. Nobody's crashing towards the boards. Nobody's putting forth an effort. It's just like people just stand around. Whoever makes that shot, there's nobody in the paint just to I guess they assume everybody's gonna make their shot because you've seen them plenty of times just standing there. No one's crashing, and it just comes to effort. And part of that, it has to come back to coaching. Your coaching got to get on these players. Like, listen, you guys got to put more for effort of rebounding. We're not the biggest, of course, we're not the biggest team, and that's the reason why we need to be more aggressive and crash towards these boards. Because if we're not big, at least we're scrappy.
Right.
Let's be scrappy. If we're not big, let's at least be scrappy. And they're not showing that. And I think guys are, to me, it looks like guys are comfortable in their position, in their roles. They feel like they're already set in their roles. And it needs to be a fire lit up under these guys. Listen, you guys ain't made it yet.
Well, like I said, you can't. You wonder why you got Isaiah Stewart out there on the floor cussing people out. You know what I'm saying? We don't even want to give help side D. I love Bogdanovich. I love Sadiq. But, bro, y'all got to play some D.
Yeah.
So it can't just be Isaiah Stewart and Ivy, Isaiah Stewart and Killian. It's got to be everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs to play some D, man. And, we can't put everything on the shoulders of Durant, bro.
Not at all.
Durant is 18. He's a big. He's 18. He has a lot to learn. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just say, "Oh, he's the tallest and most athletic." Put everything on him. We can't do that. Everybody got to
and shout out to Bagley. You know, he came back yesterday. He showed that effort. It was a couple of times where he came in just to, you know, get a board or knock the pass out to where we can get another play. Those are the things that we're needing. It's like, come on, somebody show some effort out there to where it gives another chance, because we see that from the other teams. It's like how many second, third, fourth chances that the teams had on the Pistons because everybody's in there trying to make a play.
Hey, not to cut you off, but how many extra possessions did Marcus Smart earn in just like a 5-minute span? Like the 5 most crucial minutes of the game, Marcus Smart took it over defensively.
Yep.
That's why he's one of the top defenders in the league. He put on the class yesterday. If you ain't paying attention on, you know, he got some foul calls that, you know what I'm saying, people may say it's a flop, but that's part of the game. Yeah. He took Ivy a couple times, you know what I'm saying, show him, listen, you're not quite there yet. And then also with his pass and then getting Jason Tatum open shots. He's showing why he's, you know, one of the top defensive guys, and as far as like being a role player, rotation guy, he showed that yesterday.
He's a game
definitely
changer.
A game changer.
You know what he showed? He showed what I hope Killian can turn into. Defensive guy that can knock down shots when you need them here and there, but making plays for other people too. That's 3 parts of the game right there. Especially coming off the bench. That's where Marcus Smart started. Mm-hmm. You know, coming off the bench right now. That's a realistic goal for him to get to right now. Get to that level where if a guy finds you open, you can be at least decent, dependable. You know what I'm saying? You got to at least make them respect your shot.
And the thing is this, if you was watching the game, they played off of him.
Yeah.
They played off of him because they know that he's been struggling now. If he can stay consistent with it, that would definitely open up a lot of things for this, not just for him, but for the rotation and how we could play this game. Mm-hmm. You know, he's on a good streak right now. You know, so we just gonna cross our fingers. We can't just jump off to the bridges yet, because he came off a bad streak and now he got a streak. Now let's if he can keep that consistency going, he may not get 16 tonight. I mean, that's gonna be hard for him anyway. But if he can stay consistent where he makes it honest to where you have to guard him, it opens it up for us tremendously.
Another player I wanted to mention too, coming out of his slump, man, Isaiah Livers shot the hell out of the basketball. Not last game, but the game before. You know what I'm saying? That's big time for him. But last game, I noticed Livers tried to take the ball to the basket a few times. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just all threes with him. I love when Livers is just all over the place. Over the place. And
Livers puts up an effort defensively too. And that's a goal. And that's gonna keep him on the court. It's not just him knocking down shots, but he puts the effort for defensively and he communicates. He's one of the I say maybe 2 or 3 guys I hear out there on the court, and that's another thing. We don't hear enough of the guys communicate. You heard that from Marcus Smart yesterday. You heard it all the way up in the stands. You heard Marcus Smart out there.
Yeah. Well, these guys got to learn one thing, and that's hey man, you got to be vocal.
You know, the thing,
big part of the game. Go ahead.
My bad, King. But you know the thing with Marcus Smart though, dude, he got to also learn from Rondo too, man.
Yeah.
You know, Rondo was one of the smartest defensive. I mean, you talking about a floor general, a guy that could set up defense and all that. I mean, that was Rondo, bro.
Yeah.
No,
man. These young fellas, man, they got a long season ahead of them.
Yeah.
So, you know, obviously we'll be watching these dudes grow.
Wait, hold on, man.
Go ahead.
I ain't about to let Coach Casey off the hook now.
Snap. Well, talk your stuff. Let me sit back.
We gonna start with the defense first, because I'm to the offense in a second. You gonna start
now. Why? Now we was there at the open practice, right? Me and you, right? What did Casey say when he came out there and talked to the fans?
The team is going to be built on the backs of the defense.
And he said they was going to be they're trying to be a top 5 defensive team.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
All right, man. Come on now. All right. Now listen. Part of being a coach is setting your team up for success. Okay, so you mean tell me Boston was coming off of a back-to-back, correct? Last night? Correct?
I believe so.
Okay. So the top scorer was out, Jaylen Brown. I don't know which one of them averaging more points right now.
They about
right
there. Yeah.
So when your top 2 scorers was out, okay.
Horford was out,
who played crazy the night before last. I would have wanted to play again if I was him. But and Brogdon was out, right?
Yep.
So offensively, when Tatum was on the floor, who was the other offensive threats on the floor with him? Nobody, right? So why was he allowed to go 1-on-1 for 3.5 quarters?
Before they decided to clamp down on him.
Before they decided to send the double in the hell. I mean, they had Blake Griffin's what, like 47 now? Let him camp out.
But why? Why? It's not, even if Tatum goes off, nobody else should be doing nothing.
Nobody. But how does Tatum have? We had 42 last night.
Yeah.
So he had 42, and Smart had a good game, and Hauser shot well.
Hauser was out there dropping buckets last night.
And Cornette got busy, and Williams played well too. You got to take one away. Come on now.
So,
I would have elected to shut down Tatum, especially coming off of a back-to-back, because he's probably tired and he probably ready to go home.
But like you said, Juan, I think he was just coasting until
he was coasting.
Until they woke up the sleeping giant. Don't talk smack to the boy, man.
He was ready for his post-game meal. He was already thinking about what he was about to order. You know what I'm saying? He had 22. He was gonna get his way. He was gonna finesse his way to 30 just to keep his numbers there. He was ready to pack it in and go home. So how does he have 42 and everybody else get off? Okay, we're gonna leave that alone because that we're gonna make that rhetorical. This question is to you, King. What is our offensive game plan?
Bro, I've been trying to figure that out since the first game of the season.
Okay.
I don't know what the hell we're doing, to be honest. This little double screening crap. We don't run simple offense. We don't run simple pick and pop. We don't do none of that, man. I don't know what this is.
It's like nobody's moving.
It's like ISO ball.
Yeah. There's a lot
we're talking about a guy in Dwayne Casey that said a couple seasons ago, it's a privilege to stand in the corner. Well, that's all your guys is doing. Somebody need to run, move the damn ball. You know what I'm saying? Do something. Why ain't nobody cutting around screen? This is Detroit. Go pull up some film with Richard Hamilton or somebody.
That boy didn't stop. He didn't stop moving.
He still ain't stopped moving. I think he's still running around right now.
the only offense that actually looks good. 2 offenses look good. I'm gonna tell you which will really look good. When we down and Bogey is hunting his shot,
yeah. For
some reason, it just looks good. It looks aggressive. It looks definitive, and he's converting. And it's messed up because it's like he's going on these streaks where we down 12 and he done ran off 10 in a row, but we can't stop nobody. But the offense actually looks good. It actually like somebody drew up a play. You know what I'm saying? And then the other offense that look good is when K gets going.
Yeah,
but cool, but you can't run an offense like that.
And I was about to say why, because even when K get going, it's him and everybody sitting in the corners.
Everybody sitting in the
corners. They just sitting there watching.
Yeah,
it's a snake. It's a two-headed type of thing, man. Because you know when Cade is saucing, dudes do stand around. But one thing that I feel like hurts us at times with that is that he goes at his own pace sometimes, and it slows our offense down. when we need to be running. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we outmatched by teams, you need to be running. We don't need to be going playing half court against these guys. We got to move ball.
We got enough skill set to play half court ball yet. We not there offensively to play that style of ball.
No.
We got to outrun. You got to use our youth and our athleticism and these young legs and run teams up out the gym on both sides.
Man, King was just saying that. I was just saying it's just like that when you know you playing these veteran teams, the last thing they want to have to do is be running up and down that dang on court and have to deal with somebody that's just pestering them. They don't want to do that.
And you got three great passers at guard. 3 of them. Use them, bro. Use them. Run these dudes out the gym. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know, man. I feel like we shoot ourselves in the foot a lot. And that's been my frustration with Dwayne Casey. Another thing is we never look like we prepared. How many times do y'all been at the game y'all was at the game last night, right?
Yep.
How many times did you see players doing this to each other? Like they don't know where the hell they supposed to be or who's supposed to get this guy. Jason Tatum shot a wide open 3 in the corner. Everybody looking at each other doing this. Why don't nobody know where they supposed to be?
Communication.
His man helped off of him to chase the line on that play too. I couldn't believe it.
It was amazing to see that, and a lot of that comes from communication. This is the growing pains that we have to deal with us having this young team, because we're still looking to seek out that leadership, and then we don't really have that veteran leader, that veteran vocal leader coming off the bench either. If we do, they may be hurt. Like I said, we still got to deal with the health issues, but we're a young team, not only in the starting lineup, but in the, off the bench as well. And communication is key. It's going to be key with this. And like you said, I agree with you on this one. Why it got to come from coaching. The coaching has to be like, listen, you guys got to speak up. You guys got to, because we're looking bad out there.
Yep.
It's looking bad out there. And like you said, where's the direction of the offense? We don't know yet. And we still going to have to wait, because we got to wait for Cunningham to come back. And this could be one of those good, bad things. It's a bad thing that he got injured, but it's a good thing because it's going to open up other people to step up. So when he comes back, okay, we can see that, this person can do this. He can get it done. Let's not stand around and just wait for K to take over the show. Yeah. And let's make this a team effort.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%.
No, but yeah, you say you hit it right on the nail. It's the same thing that happened with Bagley. Bagley being out was a blessing for Jalen Durant.
Mm-hmm.
To get an opportunity to go out there and see what he can do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we got a revolving door right now with these rosters, man. But Dwayne Casey, they got to put us in better position to be successful. They got to.
Indeed. Hey, listen, side note, man, why Darius Garland just put up 51 tonight, man?
Yeah, it just came on my screen. I just saw it.
Good Lord.
I just had to throw that in with my guy.
So I took a look at the rookie ladder. They got Ivy at 4 and Durant at 9 right now.
I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Who is that? Mathurin, Paolo,
it's Paolo, Mathurin, and Keegan Murray.
Yeah. That thing is Paolo's to lose, man.
Yeah,
it's definitely. It's like he's looking like he's gonna make make the All-Star team this year.
He's the one that's the guy for his team. Them other guys ain't the guy. They're just role players on their team.
Agreed.
But Mathurin is killing coming off that bench, man. My goodness,
man. Boy, that boy ain't no joke. You hear
me? Him and Halliburton gonna be the future over there in Indiana, man. Jeez Louise.
That boy ain't no joke. But yeah, like I said, those guys, they have different roles, man. Paolo's looking like he's gonna be the leader of that team. So that's something. But another thing, man, I don't want to talk about Orlando, but we had a shot to get this guy, and the physical came back foul.
Yeah.
Well, Bobo been balling. You hear me? Balling. So we missed out on that opportunity right there.
But it's not a fault of all. I think people's like, why didn't
it ain't our fault?
It's like we can't, like, they pulled the trigger on, but if he doesn't pass the physical, that's part of the whole trade process. You got to be able to pass the physical, and then like we didn't try to get him. It's just that, at the time, his paperwork wasn't together.
Paperwork can be overlooked, man. Y'all see Showtime.
But dealing with them foot injuries, though, man, them scare a lot of people, man.
I mean, with our roster, it's like, what are you really losing taking that chance? You know what I'm saying? Like, really? You know what I'm saying? We got Braxton Key sitting on our bench. Like, what are we losing?
This is true.
Indeed. So what we feeling, as far as going forward, is the optimistic still there as in regards to?
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
This what we expected. This what King been telling y'all subs for months. Like, we gonna chill. You know what? Let's go back. We don't say months, for years actually. We a couple years into this rebuild. Be patient.
Yep. Be patient.
Just the cream is gonna rise to the top, man. We just gotta be patient. Let them go through all these growing pains. They just gotta be nurtured correctly. Otherwise, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Now, I also got to ask another question: Is Coach Casey on a hot seat? Yes or no?
I don't think so. I think he's doing a job. I'll say that. I'll say before we see him get fired, he'll get moved into the office. That's what the Pistons made that known.
Me and Big A had this conversation earlier this week about that, and I mentioned a candidate, Ime Udoka, coming
in. Listen, he couldn't hold himself together in Boston. What you think he's gonna do in Detroit with all these little women now, man?
Oh God!
Listen.
Who told on him, Big A?
Huh?
Who told on him in Boston?
Jaylen Brown. Hey, look, listen here, Juan. Here we go. So, the whole thing, Jaylen Brown was mad, right? You know what I'm saying? When he found out that they was trying to trade him, you know what I'm saying? And we all know, man, you playing on them teams and all that. You know what Coach doing, man. You know,
yeah. we stay at the same hotel.
You know what I'm saying? So you already know, these chicks coming in, because this is what people got to realize. When these NBA players stay at these hotels, they got a whole floor. You can't get on that floor unless you got a certain card and all of that, right? Mm-hmm. So, these players in the lobby, well, who they go, man? She going up there to 12th floor.
They said they ain't no year long.
We know who got the whole 12th floor suite. You know what I'm saying? So Jaylen Brown said, "Oh, you gonna try to trade me on the slide?" He let it out, bro. He let it out, man.
Is this TMZ?
He let it out, bro. He let it out. Jaylen Brown. And listen, and guess who's smiling and sitting back? Was he got suspended and all of that. Jaylen Brown sitting back like, yeah, you can try to trade me, for KD, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man.
That was today's episode.
I'm telling you, bro.
Big A's Conspiracies, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. I got one for the Pistons too.
Oh,
this one is for Casey, right? So we know how when Casey came out, right? With Killian, he said, "Look, man, we just want Killian to focus on, passing, running the thing." In the background, he like, "Look, bro, I jumped on the sword for you, man. I need you to go out there and ball, dog. I'm gonna let everybody know. I just need you to focus on passing and playing defense.
But behind the scenes,
look, I jumped on the sword for you, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So don't make me look bad now.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, but look, it worked.
It worked.
Killian been on. He been on what you asking a third year 7th pick to do.
Yeah.
Be productive all around.
Man.
Indeed.
Yeah, but Jaylen Brown, watch. When they do that dang on 30 for 30, 20 years from now, Jaylen Brown gonna say, "Yes, I did." Hey, one thing we got to talk about what Zeke said about MJ. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bro.
You know, I saw it. I saw it.
Hey, he said, "I ain't apologizing for nothing."
No, he have to apologize to me. You know, y'all been calling me asshole all this whole time. I done watched a whole 10-hour documentary of him being an asshole to everybody. And you
Right.
he want to apologize to me for sure. You know, I rocks with Zeke, man, especially when he goes against Jordan, man. I ain't no Jordan fan at all. So when he come out against Jordan, I'm rocking with my guy Zeke for sure.
Got to.
You know what? While we on the topic of basketball, and while we still got Juan in here, man, we got to talk about it because you was down there in the building, Willie. Monty Bates.
Oh, Juan was with me too, man. Yeah, I'm glad we get into that because we watched the Michigan versus the Imani Bates. That's what I like to call it. Man, that was a good game, man. It was a good game, good atmosphere, man. And Imani Bates is as advertised, man. He and me and Juan,
the whole package.
Whole package.
Everything you heard about him, good and bad, he was as advertised.
He was as advertised, man. He gives you that KD vibes, man. His move, he looks just like Kevin Durant out there. Long, slicky, the crossover he does, the way he can just pull up from anywhere,
man.
And you know what I'm saying, he was out there chirping too, man. He got teed up during the game. He was doing a lot of trash talking, but he definitely showed out in that game, man. It was basically Imani Bates versus Hunter Dickinson, man. The game was closer than what it should have been, to be honest with you, because Michigan made a lot of free throws that night, man. A lot of free throws, but overall, with him and also with Farrakhan was out there looking crazy too. That was a great game, and I believe Imani Bates and Eastern Michigan is definitely gonna make some noise in that MAC conference.
They're gonna win the MAC. Sure.
They're gonna win the MAC too. I was telling Randy that too. They're gonna definitely win the MAC. They just got too much talent. You know what I'm saying? And they had a couple other guys sprinkled in there that actually played well too. It wasn't just Imani and Farrakhan. Like, they got a decent roster. They short a big man. They do need a big man.
Yeah.
A big fella undersized. But they play well. I think with that roster, and if you can get 50 points out of them two every night, you should coast right through the MAC.
But look, if you watch what they was doing, Juan, what we was just saying about the Pistons, run.
Yeah,
don't try to play half court ball with these teams that's bigger than you and more better.
For sure. They definitely play hard. They was diving on loose balls. They was getting up in them defensively. The 1 point guard from Michigan, man,
McDaniel.
McDaniel, 0. Man, he was afraid to dribble. He dribbled with his back to the basket almost every time down court. I'm like, you ain't got your little crossover. You can't tween.
But you know the thing about that, Juan, he do. But one thing, I was watching some people when they was talking about that game. That's like the biggest stage for a lot of them guys, man. Right. That was like, they ain't played in no arena like, LCA. And then to hear, I heard Eastern was in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we talked about that a lot too. The atmosphere, it was back and forth. It wasn't just when you won. It wasn't like you was in Ann Arbor now.
Right, you didn't know who was cheering for who. I mean, because Eastern and Ann Arbor, they basically probably the same area. Anything go away, so you don't know. Everybody was cheering for everybody. They had, Sada Bay was out there cheering as well. Also, you seen them out there. But you seen in that Michigan game, you saw the difference between a true freshman and a senior, because when Llewellyn came back in that game, he solidified that point guard position. He made those clutch free throws that a lot of the players was missing. So you seen that veteran leadership come from him during that time when McDaniel was struggling in that game, and they never could pull away from Eastern Michigan. And Eastern Michigan had the lead majority of the game as well, and they always kept it to where anytime it got to, for the longest time, it got to 1 point, Eastern Michigan came back with the answer. And that showed me something in regards to Eastern Michigan. Like, listen, they wasn't afraid of the big moment. It just came down to them last couple of minutes in which they just couldn't hold off. And, I believe, I told Juan this, I believe Imani was trying to play hero ball at the end, shooting those incredible 3-type shots when he could have just, took his time and maybe drove to the basket, because he was getting by everybody.
I was just about to say that was the difference. In the last 3 minutes, the difference was what you was just saying. Monty was playing hero ball. Llewellyn was playing winning ball. He was getting to the cup. I think he had 2 and 1s?
Yeah.
He did have 2 and 1s in the final 3 minutes and knocked down big free throws too. Like, he pretty much took the game over, but not in like a flashy, breaking news type of way. It was more in a old school. I'm about to put my head down, create some contact, and hopefully get the and one. And that's exactly what he did. And it settled his team because, like bro said, it was nobody but Hunter Dickinson for Michigan the entire game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like him stepping up at the end was exactly what they needed, and it was winning basketball, and they got the dub.
And you know the one thing about that game too, I was kind of worried about, like with Jet, right? I was like, I want to see how he's gonna play when he getting somebody that's giving it back to him. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh man, you can see, you know, the struggles, because one thing I had said, he got to play better defense, right? But then, like, when you do have a scorer like that, you're like, well, let's see how his scoring is when somebody giving it to him too. You know what I'm saying? And you saw that, and like you say, Michigan did miss a lot of free throws, but I'm glad it happened early, because, you know, a game like this, you want it to happen now so they can work on those things and, you know, get those things better, you know. And a lot of people's like, well, why did, you know, Bates settle with Eastern? Well, the thing about, you know, you had the Michigan conversation, you had all of that going, but the one thing about Eastern, he's going to be able to play like how he played last night. You know, he got the free range. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? At some of those other programs, he wasn't going to be able to play like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he's in an environment where he's around people that he knows too. You know, he's back home particularly, so he's more comfortable. And this is just, like I said, that stepping stone for him to get to the league. I heard we had some comments on Twitter, but also in the arena where, you know, well, should the Pistons be tanking for Imani? They said some tank for Imani.
Listen, the Pistons don't need no more guards or small forwards, man. We need big man, dude. Like,
bigs, bro.
I seen everybody talking about should the Pistons go after what's his name, Scotty and Henderson. No, we need bigs. We got enough guards and small forwards, man.
We need stretch forwards, and we need stretch bigs in particular.
Yeah. Like, no,
we getting our ass whooped on rebounds and not being able to defend in that paint. Like I said, the Eastern Conference is full of giants right now.
Yeah,
we need some help. You know what I'm saying? We need some more bigs that can actually get out there and do something. Like I said, we only seen Nerlens Noel for a second, but Nerlens Noel is not the heaviest guy out there. So he still got bullied.
And he's a liability offensively as well. So
so we need help, man.
Like, get that whole guard and small forward crap out of here. Like, the Pistons ain't looking towards that way.
Yeah, Noel is for locker room purposes only.
Indeed, there you go. Get the rally cries going on, man.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, while we got you on, man, y'all got some things coming up at the Culture Store, man?
Yeah, we got some things coming up at the store and outside the store. On November 22nd, we'll be at Tony Harrison's boxing gym. I'm drawing a blank right now, the name of the gym. I've been there a million times. But we're going to be up there giving away $7,000 worth of food, which is a full semi-truck worth of groceries just before Thanksgiving. So that's November 22nd at 10 a.m., I believe, at the boxing gym. If anybody need info on that, tap in with us at Coach of Detroit. If you want to volunteer or if you need know somebody who could use some groceries around this time, you know, it's Thanksgiving and we got to eat, you know, but unfortunately everybody don't have the same opportunities that we have. So we got to help the homies. So we're going to give away a full semi-truck worth of groceries. That's November 22nd, which is, what's that, like a week and a half from now?
Yeah, about a week and a half. Yep.
Yeah. So if you need details on that, tap in with us. Other than that, man, it's always a lot of stuff going on, but you know, I'm always drawing the blank. But tap in with us, man, because we always got stuff going on. Black Friday, we're doing the entire strip from 6 Mile in Illinois all the way to 8 Mile in Illinois. We're gonna have fully decorated. Every shop is doing I think 20% off. And we're gonna have the Christmas carolers out there, the giant Christmas tree a lighting ceremony, a whole bunch of stuff, man. It's gonna be crazy. So look out for that too on Black Friday. Other than that, man, you know, we just trying to maintain for the culture, man. We trying to do it for our people, do it for the culture, man. Do it for the city, do it for the state, do it for the Midwest. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed. And we of course, we gonna show love and appreciation, and we also gonna be in attendance to those events too, because culture and W3Kingz, we brothers, so that's what brothers do for each other.
Same, man.
Right. That's right, man. Hey,
don't go in there losing your money on that janky rim they got in there, man. I see people getting their pockets broken there, boy.
Nothing wrong with the rim. It's regulation. Come on in and shoot.
I see some people in there getting hurt, man.
and it was in there. I might take all the money I lost. I'm gonna take all the money you took in.
Yeah, we buy, sell, trade, pawn, and consign.
There we go.
Hey, other thing too. Shout out to Connor TV, man. He just flipped a penny to a Tesla, and we helped him get there. He ain't even got to the Tesla yet, but check that out too, man. Connor TV.
That's what's up. Hey, man, we appreciate you for jumping in with us, man. Giving your insight. You're always welcome to come on the show anytime. You're not too busy.
It was supposed to be 4 Kings.
Yeah,
but it ain't have a ring to it. You can't put a 4 next to the W.
Yeah, see, there we go. So you could be our court jester. How about that?
No, I'm the expert. We call that. Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate y'all boys, man. I'm about to go watch the rest of this Sunday night football game.
Indeed.
Hey, those Chicago ones started rolling in yet?
Man, we doing pre-orders on them right now. The couple pairs we did have, we paid so high for them that they really ain't for sale right now. But we are doing pre-orders, so if you need the lost and found Jordan 1s, $50 deposit, that's gonna secure your pair, man. Tap in, let us know. We got you.
What's the pre-order?
The pre-order is $50 deposit. The price is $400.
Right. Ooh. Okay. That's a good price.
I was about to say we don't make the prices, we just beat them.
Oh, that's a great price, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
For sure.
I had to get my pre-order in.
You show, man, that's Chicago colorway, man. It might not work for you.
Huh? What you mean?
You're a bad boy, man, to the core, man.
Hey, listen here. I'm a bad boy, but I ain't no fool neither. You know what I'm saying? I need them. I need them in the collection.
I've been rolling in his grave.
Traitor.
I bet you ain't got a closet full of Isaiah Thomas Pumas and Joe Dumars Avias and all that.
Hey, I got Isaiah Thomas Pumas.
I can't afford Isaiah Thomas, man. He's too rich for my blood.
All right, man. Kick me off. I'm about to watch the game.
All right, man. Peace out, brother, man.
All right, brother.
Yes, sir. Hey, listen. Of course, we talked Michigan basketball. We got to jump into this Michigan football talk. They, Saturday they, took care of business against Nebraska, winning 34-3. Watching that game, it was, they took care of business, but you seen some things in that game that, you still got question marks about. One in particular is it's the passing game. We're still working on trying to get some kinks out with the passing game. And they tried. There was effort there. A lot of people say we need to put more effort into the passing game, and they did so. It just a lot of times it just still hasn't been a connection. And I believe for me, it's a combination of play calling, route running, separation, and as well as JJ and his touch, which we haven't really mastered yet when it comes to the deep ball. So. But still, we took care of business, but there's still some question marks because we're preparing for that game on November 26th. So, Big A, what say you, man?
I agree, man. I don't even think it's the play calling. I think it's just more of, like you say, I agree with the other part of the receivers getting separation, because even if you look in that game, there was a lot of man coverage, and the receivers wasn't really getting the separation. And JJ and his touch on the deep ball, I just put a little bit more air on it, man. Like that's like, you could tell he got the cannon, but it's like just put a little bit more touch on it. And other than I can say probably like the route tree concepts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it was some times where they got some guys totally open. You know what I'm saying? But the game was workmanlike, right? In those games, you ain't trying to do too much because you don't want people getting hurt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And to add to that as well, I think with this particular game and these last couple of games, we know what we can get.
Yeah.
With the running game, we know exactly what we can get. And this was, like I said, these are the games to where we can, try to open up some things. Even though it stagnated a couple of times, our defense is lights out. It's been lights out all season. So we had those opportunities, and this was a great time to do it. So if we needed to, if it was a need for us to go back to our bread and butter, that was always there. And I'm just glad to see that they're putting forth an effort to get the ball down the field and to, make these defenses honest. But like I said, it was just, it was a sound victory, of course, but to some it wasn't to their pleasing. But listen, just win. Like what Braylon Edwards said, listen, just get to 12-0.
Listen, when they're raising that national trophy championship trophy at the end, you ain't gonna be saying, "Oh, we only passed the ball 8 times." You ain't gonna be saying that. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, like I say, in these games, you get in there, handle business, get out healthy. That's what you want. Simple as that.
I'll take y'all word for it, man. I didn't get a chance to watch the Michigan game, unfortunately. Had a lot going on that day. So
it was, like I say, it was Corum still doing his thing, which I say he should be the front runner for Heisman. He through all he hasn't had a down game this whole year. You know what I'm saying? And when people know we're still running the game, Michigan is still averaging 250 some yards a game on the ground. Our defense hasn't given up only 3 points in the second half in the last 5 games.
Listen, that's something that is not being talked about enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Is Michigan's second half adjustments. And
this is all Big Ten play.
In all Big Ten play, you only giving up 3 points in that second half. That's tremendous. That is tremendous. That shows the growth. And like I said, with the system that we have in place with Coach Mentor coming in, like I said, he just implemented what was already here from McDonald. Oh man, even when the defense give up a first down, you feel like it's like, man, they gave up a first down. You're expecting them to be that much dominant. Like watching these games, you don't even expect them to even, get to a third down. And when they give it up, you kind of let down. Like, damn, if we allow somebody to get past the 50-yard line to get it to the other side of the field,
right? It's
just been that. Watching these guys, it's been that good. And like you said, on the offensive end, Blake Corum, he's been steady. He hasn't had an up and down game. He's been steady throughout the game. If we wanted to, he could have been playing all the way up into the fourth quarter and racking up numbers like they're doing over there down in Ohio State, which, people want to have, CJ Stroud as a front runner. But for me, like anybody who's paying attention, like a lot of those stats that he has is nothing but padding stats. When their games is over by the fourth quarter, why is he still in there throwing all those yards and get touchdowns? But to pad his stats to make him look better in the long run for the Heisman pick, which people recognize that, especially when and that's another reason why I'm not sold on him going to the league, is because Ohio State is known for doing that for their quarterbacks. All their quarterbacks put up these astronomical type of numbers, but you don't see that replicated in the league. It's because they're trying to put these numbers up so they can, make them Heisman runs. But anybody who's smart and watch the game would know to see behind what they're doing with that. And it's like they're gonna mess around and get their boy hurt. Keep that up,
man.
Why are you on here with this Spartan stuff on, man?
Man,
because they played on an aircraft carrier.
You're looking like a stalk of broccoli right now.
You said they played on the air. Listen, that was a good game. Oh, you can't hear? You might have to come in and come back out, Daryl.
Go out and come back in.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah,
fixed
them
that
jerseys was hard too, man.
Yeah, it probably got to go because I think he in the car. So when you trying to connect with the car, that could mess you up.
And you need to take that hat off. That's what's blocking the signal.
He don't even hear us talking about it. That's why he got that look on his face.
Good Lord. No, I tell you, those Michigan State fans are not to be trusted.
But listen, they on a winning streak though. As far as like football goes, they took care of business this past weekend too. So I know Daryl excited about that. Once he ever gets it.
Listen, I know it sucks me. I really don't want them to be bowl eligible. But if they gonna make it to the New Mexico Bowl, I'm buying a field pass that day. I'm gonna be dripped in all maize and blue. I'm telling you, man. I want them to make it to the New Mexico Bowl.
Well, they got these last couple of games. They got tough sledding still to do so.
The thing with Indiana, they got Indiana and Penn State. They better not leave it up to that Penn State game.
I agree. Daryl, can you hear us, man? I don't think he's still.
It's the color coordination that is just blocking the signal, man.
Boy, I tell you, those Michigan State fans.
They just can't get right.
You know who I want mine for the Pistons to get though? Big Edie over there in Purdue, man.
Ah, yeah.
Big Edie, man.
Really? I don't know, man.
Telling you.
I think we got action now, fellas.
Let's see out the car.
Can you hear us?
It's that ugly logo on the front. It's just like causing all the just interference, man.
Hey, he still can't hear us, man. And listen, man, he got to fix his Metro PCS, man. That's what it is.
Still can't hear it.
Oh man, see, yeah, it's a Metro, man. You gotta get that together. But Big A, man, you said Blake Corum for Heisman.
Yeah, man.
Front runner.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
I don't see why not.
Honestly, to me, right now it's between him and CJ Stroud, and it's gonna come down to the big game on who.
Oh, for sure.
Now they both can have good games, but if Blake Corum shows out and Michigan comes out with that victory, I can see us raising up that that Heisman Trophy, and it'll be 2 years in a row we have a Michigan player up for a Heisman, man. That just tells you what way this program is turning around. Because of course, this is the third time that Michigan's been 10-0 in a season. Third time in history that they've been 10-0 in a season. So we're in good company. We're making good strides. Daryl, can you hear us finally?
Yeah, I can hear y'all finally, man. Having difficulties with my phone, man. Hey, what's up, fellas? What's up, man?
Hey, listen, what's up? You couldn't hear it.
Don't worry, baby. Let's go. One more win. One more win. We both eligible, baby.
Hey, we clinched like 5 weeks ago, right?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Hey, we need one more. We need one more win to be bowl eligible, man.
Yes, and y'all gonna be at the New Mexico Bowl.
Hey, I want you to be down there and you rooting for that Michigan State, brother.
Listen. They gonna be like, who's this beacon of light coming in here? Maize and blue on the field.
Hey.
Listen, and look, I ain't worried because I know King and Big Willie got my bond money. They gonna be dragging me off the field.
Hey, listen, before I want to get into this Michigan State win, man, I want to say this Michigan team, man, Lord have mercy. I'm telling you, Ohio State ain't ready. Ohio State ain't ready. They is not ready for Michigan.
They're not physical enough,
Ohio
bro.
State still looks suspect. Although they did win yesterday against Indiana, they still kind of look suspect. And then you can run the ball on them.
This was my thing, Daryl, right? When I saw, I'm like, dude, they can't stop Northwestern from running the ball. And the only reason why they stopped them eventually is because Pat Fitzgerald just did not want to throw the ball whatsoever.
No.
And then it was like, Like they was all JT this, JT that. He was obsolete in that game. You know why? Because he had a physical Big Ten tackle on his butt, and they was running that ball.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But interesting. It's not only just that, like I said, the running game, but on the flip side of things, man, that defense, dude.
Oh man,
that defense is long lasting. We get better in the second half.
I gotta say, bro, Jesse Minter, bro, like it goes and it shows you, right? Like he was at Vanderbilt, and I remember everybody was killing Michigan. Are you bringing a D coordinator from Vanderbilt? But what they didn't understand, Jesse Minter was in this whole hardball to hardball system, pool. And it's just like, it shows you some of these guys, if just given the opportunity, what they can do with talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that dude, man, like I say, 3 points in the second half in the last 5 games, Big Ten play. Come on, man.
Last 5 games. My goodness.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy, man. Like I said, I'm just looking forward to that game. I'm just looking forward to that game, man.
Oh, it's coming, man. It's going to be an exciting one, man. They looking like both of them headed to being undefeated in that game. Mm-hmm. First time since 2006, the last, the big game last time, and it was also in Columbus during that time too. So, man, this is what we look forward to in the season when you're a Michigan fan. Yep. So you look for, back in the day, it went like this for me when I was younger. In the beginning of the season, you look forward to the Notre Dame game and, battling with them. Mid-season, you look forward to the Michigan State, interstate rivalry game. And then at the end of the season, the culmination was Ohio State. That's what growing up a Michigan fan was about for me and a lot of people. It's like those were the pinnacles. The games in between was good, but those are the 3 pillars throughout the season that you look forward to. And with Michigan being back in the race, it feels good that Michigan is back, top of, in the national headlines and the national, college football playoffs and everything. They're in that picture. It just makes it feels good, man. I'm sorry, Sparty, man. You guys had some success, a few years back. You made some good runs, but it just feels better when Michigan is on top. I'm sorry.
Yeah, y'all donated $95 million.
Here you go, man. Here you go.
I mean, y'all
you done threw him a bone, Willie.
Yeah, y'all paying the man $95 million to make it to the New Mexico.
Hey, I would say this right quick. Hey, I want to say this right quick, man. Look, I had a Nebraska fan literally yesterday came to me and said, "Hey, why are you a Spartan fan?" I said, "Because that's my team. I love them." And he was like, "You know what? I'd rather root for the Spartans than Michigan." He said Nebraska was going to beat Michigan by 20. I said, "You out your dango mind to think that you think Nebraska is going to beat Michigan by 20?" Oh, and hold on, I was like, "You don't need to be in Ann Arbor. Why are you here? Why are you here? You're wasting your trip coming down here anyway for this buck whooping." And I'm not a Michigan fan, but you coming down here for a waste of drive. So for you to say Nebraska gonna beat Michigan by 20, okay.
Listen, Nebraska fans are still salty because they feel like they was a national champion in '97. I don't even recognize Nebraska as a national championship. I only recognize Michigan. I don't care what anybody say. And, you can fight me on it, any Nebraska Cornhusker fan, because I don't recognize it. Nebraska never had a chance, not this year, of course. They had a lot of turmoil, but I don't see where they were going to. Listen, the fact that they had 3 points yesterday was a blessing for them. They could hang their hats on that, the fact that we allowed them to have 3 points. So they could be thankful for that, of course, because it wasn't even a close game at all.
No, I knew it was a blowout.
Yeah, this was a practice game for us, and we showed mercy.
Yeah, we did, for sure.
Yeah.
But unlike Unlike Ohio State, where they keep their quarterbacks in all the way into 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, trying to get them 5 touchdowns in the game.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Daryl, but what do you think about that game on the aircraft carrier, man?
Man,
that was a beautiful sight,
with
man.
Michigan, Michigan State. I'm telling you, I don't like doing like moral victories. I don't. But Michigan State, they play good as they can play, man. The foul troubles was killed them, man.
Yeah.
Foul trouble killed, and it was a couple of ticky tack fouls.
But Drew Timmy gonna get those though, man.
Timmy gonna get those, but like you said, I think it was you or Big Will. One of y'all said the Gonzaga is trash, and they are.
That was me.
Yeah, they trash. We had a 12-point lead. We let them back in the game. I mean,
listen here, Daryl. Right, listen. I hate Ohio State. I hate Michigan State. And Big Willie and King will tell you, I hate Gonzaga as a whole basketball team, record label, staff. If you down with Gonzaga too,
I don't get why Big A hating her. It's like
you want to know why?
Because hold on, Big A, because Gonzaga was a Cinderella team. They came from the bottom. They didn't build their program up, and now that they're successful, now they hate because everybody else is bad.
Listen,
it was a bad team for some centuries.
But listen to this. You ain't gotta wonder, because I'm going to tell you why I hate Gonzaga.
Uh-huh.
They are those spoiled kids, who got all the nice stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they come down and they got to play those kids, you know what I'm saying? That, every night, that might be hooping on the basketball crate, you know what I'm saying? And then they get their butts of wood, and then they run back to that horrible division that Gonzaga plays in, that the NCAA swear they care about strength of schedule, right? But they cared about strength of schedule. How does Gonzaga, they play maybe 1, 2, or 3 good teams in the beginning of the year, and then they run back to that horrible conference and they just run through that conference?
And how's that Gonzaga fault though?
Yeah, and the only team fault. The only team they play against in their conference is that St. Mary's. And St.
Mary's, it's the whole LSU Alabama effect for me. St. Mary's is only ranked, so we can say there's a ranked team here for Gonzaga. Just how LSU was still LSU. They didn't care about y'all. They just was keeping y'all up there high just in case Alabama would have beat y'all.
Mm-hmm. But the house, like I said, Gonzaga, they built this from the ground up. They can't be their fault because
the ground up. Because they doing this, they going down there getting these 5 stars to go over there, and they just sit up there and they play. When they had Chet Holmgren there, the tallest player they played in that division was 6'7". He was a center.
But once again, how's that Gonzaga fault that they could get these recruits to come in and play?
Here, Big Willie, the problem is they keep getting these recruits and they not winning national championships.
Exactly.
When they played in that national championship game a couple years ago, they was with Jalen Suggs, was their best player, and they got mollywopped by Baylor. Baylor had them 3 strong guards and mollywopped them.
Who's expecting Gonzaga to win national championships for real? I'm just saying, though. I think the hate is unwarranted for Gonzaga. They ain't in one of these power conferences in which there have been discussions about them joining either the Big 12 and the Pac-12 now. I mean, which they should. At this point, I got to agree that WAC 10, whatever conference that they're in, is not suited for them, especially going forward, to try to keep them in the race. Because, like I said, that conference is not as good as they're outgrown that conference basically.
Yeah, and St. Mary's, give them problems.
But for me, it's like I said, there was once a Cinderella story type of program, and they built them where they made noise in the tournaments, and now they're perennial now. And and I feel that they just outgrew. They outgrew, in that conference, of course.
Come on, 0-16. Don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Hey, listen,
Don't do
I said Michigan State is going to the Happy's Pizza Bowl, man. That's what
No,
I
the McDonald's bowl with the McDonald's Nugget Bowl.
no,
Hey,
they going to the box bowl,
busted,
and they gonna wear their neon green jersey.
Be
Hey,
happy,
but
Happy's
at the end
Pizza.
of that game, man, but Michigan State played well as they could, man. They made Gonzaga have to work for everything, man.
Yeah, they
and,
did.
and then we had a last chance to win the game, and that it was just didn't capitalize off of it. So now we got a tough game, another tough one against Kentucky Tuesday. So it's Kentucky. You know how Kentucky is.
But
So,
you know, yeah, that's Izzo's calling card. He don't shy away from competition early in the season. He's not out there playing for, you know, being the number one team early in the season. He's playing for tournament, and that's the one thing I commend Coach Izzo on is that listen, I'm preparing these guys for a battle later on down during the season. Right now, where they're ranked right now, and them not playing the tough competition, is and that's like he doesn't really care as much about where you start. It's about how you finish.
Exactly.
And I commend Coach Izzo for that, man. Not shying away from playing these big teams this early in the season. Even when and a lot of times his team is not even ready.
Hold on. King, can you throw my tag up there real quick?
Oh, here we go. Good.
Three
times in one
come
episode.
on, man.
No. You know, because you know, since Willie over there Tarzan and off of Izzo, you know his Christmas ornaments. You know what? Izzo threw a shot at Michigan. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't like it. You know what I'm saying? You know.
How you feel?
I'm about to. You know, Izzo. You know, you talking about. You know, you appreciate what Mel Tucker did. You know, they looking like the bad guys, and it's not like that. The other guys been the bad guy. Listen here, Izzo. Worry about your basketball team. You know what I'm saying? Don't cross over here to this football stuff, and you trying to look in that situation. There's no way you can say anybody looking like the bad guy when the dude is getting hit with a helmet, man. I'm not even gonna go to the jumping part. We talking about hit with a helmet, bro. And you know what I'm saying? Izzo, you want to talk about you got a couple of your players, man, you know, that was up there, you know, toting some things and robbing people and stuff like that. So you should worry about that. You know what I'm saying? No, don't worry about, you know, I like that. Yeah, don't worry about what's going on that football field. And you know, you want to talk about some other guys.
Hey, man, where was Juwan Howard at, man? Where was Juwan Howard? Where was Juwan Howard at?
You know what I'm saying?
Where was Juwan Howard at?
Hey, but look, this is the thing. But okay, this is the thing. This is why it's a different class when it comes to Michigan and it comes to the Sparties. You know what I'm saying? Because when that happened with Juwan Howard, it was nobody on the side of Michigan saying, "Oh man, Juwan Howard, yeah." We was all saying, "Man, he shouldn't have did what he did." You know, we can understand, you know, you hopping in there for your players, but you shouldn't have did what he did. And we said, yes, he should get suspended. We didn't go in here and say, oh, no, man, we wasn't jumping on that guy. He kind of failed and we kind of trampled over him. You know, his head was hitting the Spartan player's helmet. That's how that happened. You know, he was headbutting the helmet. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference, bro. Oh, we didn't say, oh, when the Michigan players was out there warming up, here come Big Bass Sparty want to lock hands like the Girl Scouts and then just try to walk through somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know. So
we didn't say they had that in coming because they was skipping up the tunnel.
Yeah,
they deserve that helmet to the back of the head. Look at him just skipping on gingerly. He had that coming.
You know what another thing of it is too, right? You know, when we played Rutgers, we walked up that one tunnel, no problem. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to say, well, it only happens at Michigan. Well, Penn State getting mad because they can't stop Blake Corum and they throwing peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Michigan State mad because you paid a man $95 million and he only put up 7 points for a whole game. You know, he take cool pictures with cigars and pit bulls, and he gives state recruits challengers and chargers like the Army. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't our fault. You know what I'm saying? I'ma straighten my crime up. So Izzo, mind your business.
Hey man, leave Izzo alone, man.
No, he gonna mind his business. That's what he gonna do.
They got Big A sound like the man rapper. I'm gonna tell you,
man, like he wanna try to send that little indirect shot. As don't have us get to digging on Spartan basketball and everything that's been going on there, buddy.
Hey man, you gotta leave Spartan basketball alone.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
You don't want to start that.
No, don't get me started.
Oh man,
don't get me started.
Y'all ain't been relevant in years. What happened with Tommy Amaker? Remember him?
What?
He brought back Tommy Amaker. Oh wow!
What? Listen. And here we go. If it wasn't for Michigan basketball, let me learn you something. You know how I got it tilted again. You know what I'm saying? You know how the OGs when you got the young pups talk, and they'll say, "Let me teach you something. Let me learn you something." You know what I'm saying? You ever heard of the Fab Five?
And what did the Fab Five do? Not win a national championship.
Hold on.
What did the Flintstones do? Win a national championship.
Okay, let me ask you this. How many of the Flintstones in the Hall of Fame?
How many in
How many stayed in the league?
Right. Only one of them stayed in the league, and that's Morris Peterson.
Charlie Bell, Morris Peterson, Mateen Cleave didn't stay in the league.
Right.
Flintstones, baby.
You talking about Jalen Rose, C. Webb, and Juwan Howard, bro.
Them three, but what the other two? They stay in the league that long?
How many Flintstones was it? You only had one that stayed in the league.
Yeah, two.
Right, you had one.
Two.
And then even if you want to go off of that, for the history of Michigan State basketball, you only got Magic and Draymond who really did something in the league.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Hey man, hey, we even had a Michigan team.
Who on Michigan that did something in the league?
We also had a
Chris Webber.
We also had a Michigan team that was one block away.
They got cheated.
Cheated like a motherfucker.
Louisville got that taken away from them too. Come on now.
Trey Burke blocked the shit out
Come
of that.
Come on now.
I give you that.
Come on. Let's not act like Trey Burke wanted. Y'all was so ready for Trey.
And I say that Trey Burke he deserved to be National Player of the Year over Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, he did.
Even though Victor Oladipo was bald.
Yeah, he did.
I give you that. Y'all got robbed of that.
Hold on. You said what other player did Michigan have besides C. Webb? So you don't know who Glenn Rice is?
What did Glenn Rice do?
Oh, only win national championship, only win NBA championships. What you mean?
What, that's a big run with the Lakers? Come on, man, with the 2000 Lakers?
Listen. Charlotte Hornets, Glenn Rice was a monster. And Glenn Rice was known as one of the best pure shooters in the game. The way he shot the ball.
Yes, he is in Charlotte and Miami, yes.
They had him in book for how to shoot. That's how Glenn Rice was. How your form is. Look it up.
And Big A, and you forgot about my man that was played in the league for a long time that came out of Michigan State?
Steve Smith.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You lucky Kevin Garnett decided to come out of high school.
Exactly.
Because he was here. He made his decision.
We ain't gonna act like you don't know who Jamal Crawford is, too, though. You know.
Okay.
Okay. You don't know who that is.
Jamal Crawford, one of the best six men in the history.
Yeah.
One of the best. Come on now.
No, I can't say the best because you gotta leave that.
Oh, Manu. No, I gotta get at the Manu. I gotta get at the Manu. Yeah, I forgot about Manu. Yeah, you gotta get at the Manu. I totally agree. I totally agree.
But it's enough Michigan State talk because we beat them on the field. They beat us off the field.
And then we gonna beat y'all on the court this year.
No, we gonna beat y'all in court, literally. Yeah.
I hate you, man.
Hey, King, please give me my tag. Well, this is the last one.
Oh,
give me my tag. Hold on. And listen, and this is why they clearly say it's better to get you a degree from what was it? Big Willie, where you go? Where did you go? Was it NIT?
Yeah.
It's better. Listen, it's better to get you a degree from NIT than it is that the Woodshed in East Lansing because that guy.
Crap.
Hold on. Listen, I'm not even gonna compare a degree from East Lansing to Ann Arbor. That's why I compared it to NIT or even Baker College.
Come on.
So hold on. No,
Michigan is known for the best medical program. That's hands down. But we known for the best engineering program, man. Come on, man.
Is you what?
Michigan State known for what?
The best engineering program.
Say it again.
What?
Engineering program.
Man, you trip. But let me finish.
Y'all best in medical. Y'all the best in medical.
Let me finish what I'm about to say. Outside of an Ivy League, your next school is Michigan. And I'm gonna leave that right there. Number one public school in America. But you better off getting your degree from NIT or Baker College or even WC3 than going up there to East Lansing. That lawyer that lawyer that came out and said he representing that player from Michigan State who put out that statement. How you gonna put out a statement talking about you representing somebody and you bring up Devin Bush and you spell his name Devon? What? How did you even get a degree in anything law and you don't even know how to spell a person's name? Like, dude, if you freaking put DEVON, it's gonna come up a spell check. How do you not correct that, dude? And then talk about you represent somebody, you a Michigan State graduate alumni.
Good Lord.
If I was the president of that school, I would tell him he can keep any donation and he does not represent the University of Michigan State.
Hey, listen, Empress was NIT.
Why did you start this?
Like, come on,
no,
bro.
he started with this.
Hey, listen. This has been another fun one, of course.
Hey, Big, I hate. That's another reason I be trolling on Instagram, man.
I know. No, he trolls me all week, bro.
Bro, every time he always posting. When he posts Michigan, I gotta post Michigan. Say, you're not about to keep disrespecting freaking white.
Hey, let me ask you, Daryl, man. You gotta give me some props on this, bro. You have to give me some props. And I know you saw it, because as soon as I posted it, you posted something right behind me, right? So, I posted that little fraudulent Smarty mascot they got, and he hanging on the MSU sign, and he's smiling. But then when you watch it like 3 seconds in, it crumbles and it goes, "Go Blue."
Oh man. So man. Like what?
Oh, man. Hey, listen, y'all. We coming up on 2 hours of the show, man. We had a great show today, man. This has been fun, of course, man. So what we're gonna do, of course, we gotta make sure we get our final thoughts in, man. So Daryl, man, would you got some final thoughts for us today, man?
I got some final thoughts. I didn't get a chance to get in on the earlier about the Lions. The Lions, I am so happy, man. That game, listen, that pick six was when I comment on yours, King, earlier about the video you put out. I said that pick six was the difference. That's the turning point of that game. That pick six was that turning point again. Although Chicago did score after that, but the Lions came back and scored. Thank you, Chicago kicker, for missing that extra point. The Lions stayed with the course, and and their defense stepped up when they needed most. They made Justin Fields has to play pocket quarterback, and didn't make a run in that last sequence. Lions got the job done. 2 wins in a row. Let's see, they got the Giants coming up, and got Thanksgiving, got Buffalo. Buffalo's been kind of struggling. So Lions may have an opportunity. If they play well, they may have an opportunity to win against Buffalo on Thanksgiving. So as far as the Pistons had a tough after the Thunder game. They won. They played great in the second half Monday. Boston, they played Boston. They just didn't have an answer. They wasn't communicating on defense, especially, Isaiah Stewart being upset, which he has the right to be upset because, like you said, King, what's his name? Bogey. Yeah,
Sadiq Bogey.
They not playing defense. They not playing defense. And they got to communicate better, especially on the perimeter defense. And that offense, I don't know what offense they have. They just like you said, with K stands around, with K, got the ball, everybody else just ball watch instead of ball movement. And I think the Pistons, they got a tough stretch because after Toronto, they got to go on the West Coast trip starting Thursday against the Clippers and then turn around Friday against the Lakers. So they got a 6-game road trip coming up. So this is going to be really tough. So Michigan, Michigan basketball, they play good. They let Imani get off 30 points, but they got to clear up on the free throws. They got to get them free throws. They got to get it. But I ain't got nothing to say about Michigan football because they just dominate. They just dominate. They keep playing well. They're going to win their next game before Ohio State. And Michigan State football, good win. We need one more win to be bowl eligible, be at the Family Dollar Bowl, so. So, yeah, and in basketball, Michigan State basketball, they played well against Gonzaga. They just didn't get the win. Got a tough game against Kentucky. So, it's my final thoughts. Hopefully it should be a good week for Detroit sports coming up.
Indeed. Big A, man, what you got, brother? Oh, he off right now. Kid must run. King, what about you, man?
I'm just blanket, over all the teams, man. Pretty good sports week. Seeing a lot of growth. Seeing a lot of what we expected out of there. Let's just take it game by game. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Take it game by game. We coming up to that point where we getting ready to have the game versus Ohio State. That's where the most excitement lies right now. But for our other squads, man, hey, we got work to do. We got to grow. We got to get better. So, let's take it game by game.
Indeed. Listen, it's always good when you have a victory. I know people is used to the tanking with these Detroit teams, but when you get a chance to get a victory, man, you want to be able to celebrate. You want to be able to feel good on a Sunday, afternoon, after a Lions victory, because it's rare. And hopefully, we get to the point to where we're going to see that more often than less. Same with the Pistons, man. I'm yearning for them to get this young team to get some victories up under their belt. I want to see them on a winning streak at some point in time as well. But the main thing is getting healthy. Getting healthy for both teams is critical. If we get these guys healthy, I think the sky's the limit. Of course, with Michigan, they're going to stay the course. Basketball wise, it's young in the season. We've got a lot to look forward with that. They got a young core as well, so they got some growing pains they're going to go through. As far as football goes, listen, just stay the course. It's looking like similar to how it was last year. Outside of the one little hiccup we had against State, they're looking to be the course. So I'm looking forward to that. And just it's going to be an up and down season all around for Detroit sports. But stay tuned, man. It's fun. You know, it's a part of life. Also, I want to mention once again about the Pistons tickets giveaway. Just what we talked about earlier in the show. If you're on our Twitter page, if you're on our Instagram page, we're having a contest right now where we're giving away Pistons tickets. Just got to follow the directions that's on the page. We will be doing the raffle during next Sunday's show, so I recommend you being present. I believe we're also going to be doing more than just a ticket giveaway, but we're also going to be raffling off some other items as well. So you guys know how we get down. We did this before. We're doing it again. We want to bless you guys. We want to thank you guys for showing us love and support. And we just want to return the favor, you know, for you guys interacting with us and rocking with us this whole time. We're just trying to make this thing grow from here on out. Big A, you got any final thoughts? I think you in with us now.
Yeah. I want to say it. You know, King and Big Willie, they trying to sacrifice me. That's how they getting all these tickets to all these games. That's why I had to move out of Michigan. I got to get away from them fools, you know. You know, they keep getting all these tickets to all these games. So, man, I got to be on the lookout for these. But no, you know, with the Lions, man, you know, with any team, man, I don't want to just say go out there and tank, you know, for these players, you know, but I just go out there and win. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, even with a lot of these guys, the last thing you want to go out there is play to lose. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, go out there and win. This is a big win. You know what I'm saying? Anytime we can get a win, I will say this on Chicago, Green Bay, and the Vikings, get it. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's our division. So one thing I want to say, though, get Aaron Glenn some more toys. Because I can only imagine what this defense is going to be like when he get more toys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way he mix and master in this thing, but what he got, get him some more toys. The Pistons, you know, they're young, man. I'm, you know, with the team, you know, you got to have that next man up mentality, right? And you seeing Killian taking, you know, I see him with this time. He like, okay, I got to make the best of this. Keep that moving along. You know, I want to see everybody get healthy on this team, because once these guys get healthy, man, you know, and they get the gelling together, man, this team is going to be very exciting, man, especially once he get to letting these young boys run, man. You know, Michigan basketball, I like it. I told Big Willie this. I like it when Michigan basketball starts off ranked low, because they feel disrespected. You know what I'm saying? And I know they feeling disrespected because everybody, with them winning this game against Eastern Michigan, everybody is pretty much saying Eastern won the game even though they lost. So I want Michigan to continue to feel that way. I want them to play like, you know, when Trey Burke was there, when they was, oh, he's too short for this, he's too short for that. And they was going out there taking it until they got cheated. Michigan football, stay the course. You know, I heard Ohio State is going to add a dome that week they play us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, they finna get a lid for that toilet bowl. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's supposed to be windy and snowy that day in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, the weather is so bad for the Ohio State Buckeyes. I don't know if the stadium just moved to the Midwest these last couple of years or whatever, but continue that physical play. Like I said, all day long, teams rather be passed on than getting ran on like that. You know what I'm saying? Indeed. So keep that physicality going, and you know, stay in the course with that, man. That's all I got, man. But make sure y'all liking, subscribing, and sharing, man, and passing that word, man. Passing that word.
Indeed. But listen, like, it's been another, like I said, another great show. Been another great show, man, and looking forward to these upcoming weeks with these teams, man. With that being said, listen, take care of your family, take care of each other, man. We 3 Kings out.
Peace.